morning. Welcome to morning meeting. So here's what's on my mind this morning. And it's not exactly a story time. You see, I posted a video on my YouTube channel, but I also shared it over on TikTok. And that particular video has gotten a bit of traction. And the only thing I can figure is that it's gotten the traction and the attention that it's gotten is because I was explaining or relaying an experience I had with a police officer in the area where we actually live. And this experience I'm explaining happened years ago, a long time ago. Okay. But here's the thing. The point of me sharing these different stories for story time is probably twofold. It's one, to say, hey, these things happened. They still happen. And I think they're going to continue to happen. And I want you to be aware of it. So that's for the people out there who are saying they're allies and they're advocates and all of that. This is an eyes wide open moment, right? And so I'm sharing the information with you. The other reason I'm sharing these stories is because I want people who are like me, multiracial people, people who are not white, to realize that they're not alone in these experiences that I know they're having too. I want them to know that they're not alone. And if there's somebody over there who's older who's saying, you know what? Yeah, this stuff has happened in the past. It's happening now. It'll continue to happen. But you know what? You're going to be okay. You are going to be okay. And that's actually more important to me than the first point I made. I want to reach those individuals. Okay. So that's what's prompting these story times that are around these particular topics. And I don't intend on continuing to do story times about this particular topic. And the reason I don't is because, quite frankly, I don't like reliving these things. It dredges up a bunch of just frustration and anger and sadness that I don't want to live in day to day. But I think it's important to be able to share them with other people. And so that's why I'm doing it. You can choose to watch them, not watch them. You can choose to comment, not comment. You can choose to like, not like. I don't care, because that's not the point of why I do the videos. So let's start there, okay? So the video that I posted has gotten quite a few views and some comments, and so I want to address that now. First of all, I want to say thank you to those of you who did leave a comment, who watched and left a comment, because the vast majority of comments have been empathetic. The people have shown empathy, which is what I would expect when you hear a story like I shared, or any of the stories that someone shares about their lived experience. I would expect empathy in that scenario if you're going to leave a comment. Empathy is the base of that comment. And that, as I said, those were the vast majority of comments. There were, however, a few that weren't. They just weren't. It was as if those individuals couldn't understand the idea of empathy. And that's fine. Okay, they couldn't understand empathy. But then they took it a step further and tried to invalidate my experience. So for those of you who watch these videos and you're in the camp of you're like me, meaning you're a non-white person, just understand that some people will try very hard to invalidate your experience, but it doesn't make your experience any less of an experience that happened to you, because perception is reality. Your perception of the event is the reality of the event. Good, bad, and different. That is what's going on. All right? So just know, some people will try to invalidate your experience. Let them. Just let them. These are people who have no empathy for you to begin with, right? They cannot understand what it might be like to walk in your shoes for even 5 minutes. So let them and let it go, and just don't engage with those people. I was pleasantly surprised to see and read other people's comments where empathy was shown, because as I said, that is my expectation when someone shares an experience that clearly was an unpleasant experience for them. That is where we collectively as a United States needs to be. We need to be an empathetic, compassionate United States. And we haven't been for a very long time. And that is something that frustrates and saddens me. So, again, thank you for those of you who showed empathy and you showed up in my comments and you did all that. And for those of you who decided that it was an opportunity to try and invalidate an experience that I had that was many, many years ago, by the way, you've already lost. So if this was supposed to be some sort of chess match, checkmate. See ya.